Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We're here. I'm your host, Owen McDonough, here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena here in Bloomington, Indiana. And we're here for the highly anticipated home opener against Ohio State. We're going to start off with the Indiana Hoosiers, who have been red hot so far, starting the year 5-1 in their first 6 games, outscoring their opponents 36-20. They came off of a series sweep last weekend against Cincinnati, and they won 9-2 and 8-5 in the first 2 games against Cincinnati. Next up, we have Ohio State, who came off of a series split against Trine University, winning an OT on Saturday for their first win of the year, 4-3 in overtime, going 1-2-1 on the year so far, and they look for their 5th and 6th road games. Have not had a home game yet, but it's going to be a rowdy crowd here at Frank Southern. Students got in tonight for free, which is not usually the case, but they're very excited. The crowd's electric, and we're getting ready for the puck drop in about 9 minutes. Here lights, and we have Aiden Simenow starting it off for the Indiana Hoosiers. He's been electric so far. He had 4 goals in the series last weekend, tallying his total up to 9, far amongst the most on the Hoosiers roster so far. Next up, we have Matthew McKay, who's a defenseman for the club. He's been very phenomenal on both sides of the ice, not just for the defense, but for the offense as well, setting up numerous plays from the top of the ice and finding open lanes for passing. Next up, we have Will Jeremy, who is a junior forward for the club, who was the points leader for this club last season. He got his first 4-point night last Saturday with 2 goals and 2 assists, and he'll look to continue the momentum into today's night matchup. On for the Ohio State Buckeyes, we have Sam Gaffney, a freshman forward for the club. He's the leading point scorer for his club with 5 points through 4 games, and he'll look to carry on his momentum with a tougher opponent here in Indiana. Lastly, for the Ohio State Buckeyes, we have Amado Cantini, who is a junior defenseman for the club. Had a hat trick last weekend on Saturday to win for the Ohio State Buckeyes in overtime. Sure, he'll be able to carry the momentum over to tonight. He's not usually a points getter, but we'll see what he can do against the Indiana Hoosier squad. Now into the 3 keys for today's matchup. We have for the Hoosiers staying aggressive and keeping the puck in the offensive zone. They did a phenomenal job not having careless dump-offs last season. Phenomenal job for the first 6 games, not being careless with their dump-offs. They always have an attacker right in being a pest, which is exactly what they need to keep the job going. And for the second key of the game, we have staying out of the penalty box. The Hoosiers are very good on even strength, and they do have a very good penalty kill, but we don't want to test that as much as we have been testing it so far. If the Hoosier can stay out of the penalty box, they'll be doing just fine. I'm sure at even strength, they're going to have the best of it. Now moving on to Ohio State, we have keep the physicality on top of it. We know the Hoosiers are going to come out strong for their first opening matchup here in the Frank Southern Ice Arena, so the Buckeyes need to continue with the intensity. They need to match the Hoosiers' pace, both on offense and the physicality of things, in order to have a good matchup here tonight. Lastly, for the last key of the game, we need the Ohio State Buckeyes to win the face-off battle against the Hoosiers. The Hoosiers are too good of a team to help them win offensive face-offs, especially on a power play. So the more that the Buckeyes can win the face-off battle, the better the chance they're going to have to win this game. Thanks for watching the pregame wrap report, and we'll carry it on after the break with Gus and Garrett on the call for puck drop.
And welcome into the Frank Southern Ice Arena for today's home opener between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm Garrett Drake. Andrew Gus will join me on the call in just a moment after he takes care of his public address duties as we get set to meet the starting lineups for today's game. We'll take you to ice level.
Pregame label.
Andrew Gus back with me here after a beautiful job on the mic introducing the starting lineups here today. And Goose, Ohio State coming into this matchup with a 1-2-1 record on the year thus far. Indiana on the other side at 5-1, their only loss on the opening weekend to Bowling Green. They've been buzzing as of late, Goose, and in the black uniforms, home opener, they're ready to roll.
Yeah, Garrett, I'm really excited to see what's going to be in Telfair tonight. New uniforms, back at home for the first time, as you just mentioned. 60 minutes should be a great game.
Andrew Chambers will take the opening draw for Indiana, going up against Carson Johnston for Ohio State, and the Buckeyes control, and we are underway. That one flubbed up to the neutral zone, taken in by Myers, and a mini breakaway, able to get cut off by Andrew Chambers. Now they dump it down low. Myers gets pressed up against the boards. Shot from the point, sent towards Billis, deflected before it could reach Sammy. Now behind the net it goes. Matt McKay jostling for position. Able to hold the zone and fling that one in, but Chambers had other ideas for Bloomington. And we're going to get our first stoppage of the night. Goose, we anticipate lots of pucks hitting the rafters here at the Frank.
I'm going to say over under on 20. We'll keep a low count. I'm going to say over 20 that hit the rafters tonight. We'll have to see. You have my number, right? Yeah, I'm going to go stand over the ways.
We're already pretty close.
19 more.
As that face-off controlled by the Buckeyes once again. Bodies hit the deck. Looks like Will Kicker's wearing number 12 today, Goose.
Might be Zach Hardy.
We'll have to look at the line chart that Coach Weiss sent out to us. In the corner, battle for the puck. Aiden Semino lays a big hit. And through the neutral zone they go. So far the Buckeyes really controlling time of possession as that puck goes into the netting, and we'll get a whistle.
Garrett, you're right. A hot start there for the Buckeyes. Won that opening faceoff, and they've really just been in the Hoosiers' offensive zone the whole time. We'll see with the neutral zone faceoff here if things start to change.
And you were right about Kicker. He isn't his normal number 7 today. It looked like Hardy had the lettuce going a little bit. Got him mixed up. We've seen long hair start to slowly become a part of this team. Everybody giving it a go.
Early on in the year, a lot of guys have time to still grow that hair out. So
that one batted up.
Playoffs.
Caden Bickett. That one backhanded and kept in near the point by Andrew Owen. Finally, Kicker able to corral it in the neutral zone. Now he'll back skate and try to get some reinforcements. That one batted up at center, back to Kicker. He plays it over to Owen. Now Castracane zooming on the near boards. He gets in on net and a shot blocked away. Looked like he tried to go top shelf on that one. Now they find Matt McKay on the near side. McKay to the near corner. Trying to get some reinforcements over there. Now Castracane has it on the far side. Ohio State trying to generate a rush the other way as bodies collide near the Indiana bench, and it looked like Connor Williamson took an extra whack at an Indiana skater there. We saw the Division III game before this, Goose, and there were a lot of penalties to say the least, and many penalties that went uncalled due to the score of the game as well.
Garrett, you mentioned that. Is also we have the same 4 officials that we saw the game before, so we'll see if they call a similar game.
Taking a big hit there was Davis Yeagers as a shot is blocked away by Billis and exits the zone. And Goose, another thing you notice is that we don't normally have 4 officials, but we do here today.
And the hits are starting to pile on.
Yeagers got knocked down, and then he quickly dumped somebody for his own liking on that play. That shot blocked away by Billis and taken in by Davis Yeagers. And Goose, as we get a breakaway here, in on net, a shot goes over the crossbar. That was a near opportunity by the D-man, Michael Kudish. Kudish, the Buckeye veteran. We've seen him a lot the past couple seasons. And Goose, I was going to ask you before madness ensued, from a former player's perspective, is there anything that makes you want to hit somebody more than getting hit?
I mean, after you take a big hit, the only thing you want to do is get back out there and hit that same guy even harder, unless you have good discipline, which we saw last week a lot, especially out of Davis Yeagers. He's been one of the most physical guys in the team so far this year. He's taken some hits, but he's also given some too. But
we get our first icing of the game here as it goes against Indiana, so we'll have a face-off near Billis. That one batted around to the far side, taken in by Brandenburg. Brandenburg gets hooked from behind, then runs into a body and hits the deck. Several skaters already getting down on the ice early in this one. Brandenburg centers one, but nobody was there, and Ohio State quickly moves the other way with Dylan Smith. And that one grabbed and saved by the Ohio State netminder, Mike Beck. Talking about the goalies, Goose, Sammy Billis is in there.
Billis so far a very strong start to the year.
That one blocked up and deflected away. We're trying to sort through some audio problems here. Try to get Goose on the line.
As we'll have another stoppage of play there. I think I'm back.
I know, I'm hearing you loud and clear, and now both our lights are glowing, so I think that means we're good. We'll have to wait for some viewer feedback to see if Goose is being heard or not, but we'll act like he is. Opening draw controlled right there for Indiana by Ben Rosenberg. Rosenberg backhands one down into Semino in the zone, and now fighting for it. Ohio State goes the other way. Carter Wilk whacks that one forward. Quickly sent back the other way by Paul McClure, the Indiana freshman D-man. Fanned on a pass there, and Indiana now in the zone. Rosenberg centers one off the pad, and McKay able to keep it in at the blue line. Right in front of the net, battle for the puck. Beck is on his back, and finally he sprawls down on it, and we get a whistle with 14:26 to go.
Wow, Garrett, you can't get much closer than that. There's about 3 dark sweaters there right in front of the net, a loose rebound, and just not able to capitalize there, but a great save. Sometimes see that in the NHL, the video game, and the goaltender lays flat on his back in order to make the save, and we saw that right there by Mike Beck.
Mike Beck, the freshman from Apex, North Carolina. Rosenberg ran into a diving Buckeye in the crease and was unable to get a pass, and they score! It's Aiden Semino, and just like that, Indiana leads 1-0. And look at the Selly Goose.
And Garrett, just like that, Sim's just going to continue his goal streak.
Aiden Semino has been on a tear to start this season. And Goose, it looked like that pass from behind the net just found its way to the slot, and Semino tucked it home. Indiana able to control the faceoff now. And it's taken back the other way. Now carried back through the neutral zone for Ohio State by Kudish. Michael Kudish got one of the few shots we've seen towards Sammy Billis in this one. McKay plays that one back behind his own net. Myers wasn't really expecting the pass, and now Ohio State takes over. Myers lays a check, and now getting wedged up against the boards behind the net there for Ohio State is Carson Johnston. And the puck has met a stalemate. Finally, it squirts out, and McKay able to corral it. They try to stretch pass looking for Andrew Owen. He's able to catch up to it, but then gets double teamed and forced off the puck. That one goes past the net of Billis and all the way down for an icing against the Buckeyes.
Well, Gary, we mentioned Aiden Semino's name. That's his 10th goal in 7 games, and he's just off to a tear, as you mentioned. But a lot of those last few games, I think the last 3 games, he's had 2 goals in each one of them. So we'll see if Sim continues his hot streak, and if 2 goals tonight might be his recipe.
And Goose, we were anticipating the crowd being a factor today. They're packed in all the way around the ice level here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena. Indiana quickly jumping out to a 1-0 lead for the home crowd. Castrocane shovels that one back down, played in by Slavin. Now Hardy from the point. Here's a shot sent on that goes over the net and into the netting above the glass. Jack Hawkins taking a rip at that one right there. And the crowd's getting into it now. Pounding on the boards every time they enter the Buckeye zone. Well, a couple years ago, Goose, we had a fan climb above the glass onto the netting, and he looked like Spider-Man up there. They had to stop play and get him kicked out of here, but I don't know if we'll see that tonight. And this is going to be
a hand pass there.
Hand pass. It was either going to be a hand pass or a high stick. It looked like both occurred on that play.
Daniel Seaman was the last one that had a hand on it, but one of his fellow Buckeye teammates touched it, and just like that, we'll have another offensive face-off for the Hoosiers.
Puck is dropped, and Castrocane gets the stick lifted as Ohio State carries through the neutral zone. Here's a shot sent on off the glove of Billis, and it leaks out to the point, taken in by Andrew Hawkes. Billis gets run into as he's able to cover it, and he quickly skates out as we're going to get some pushing and shoving because of that. Indiana's not going to let anybody get that close to Sammy.
I want to make a quick shout out to Kelsey Dennehy, one of our old IU hockey broadcast team friends that let us know that I was out. So Kelsey, thanks for letting us know that I was out, and very happy to be back here in the broadcast.
People probably thought I was losing my mind at home, Goose. I promise I don't talk to myself. Maybe sometimes.
The ghost broadcaster, you know.
You're the ghost from now on, so you're going to have to live with that one, buddy.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Face-off finds its way all the way down to the other end of the ice and taken in by the Buckeyes there, but this one looks like they're going to beat the race for icing as it's waved off. Nice hustle there by Daniel Seaman to make his way down. And Billis able to cover that one. 12:03 remaining in the first.
Well, Garrett, besides the Aiden Simino goal, it's been a pretty close contest so far. Both sides getting offensive zone presence, working it in the zone, getting a few shots on net. So, good tight start to a series.
Everybody just moving up and down the ice quickly, but unable to get many shots on net. Lots of back and forth action here. As again, the puck stalls in the neutral zone and finds its way to Will Jeremy. Jeremy, it's got a one-on-one. He gets shoved down.
Delayed
and this
penalty.
is going to be a penalty, yep. It's going to be interference against the Buckeyes, and heading to the box, I believe that's Seaman. They do have an 18, Connor Williamson, so it could be him, but I can't tell if that's 10 or 18.
Jersey tucked in the back there.
And it looks like it's 18, so that's going to be Connor Williamson going to the box.
Well, Garrett, the Hoosiers' power play has been very hot the last few times we've seen them. The puck movement's been great, and another week of practice on their belt. We'll see what they can do here.
So the Hoosiers go to the power play as Matt McKay sends one on that's blocked and held by Beck. That didn't take very long.
Not at all.
The Indiana power play was dominant last weekend against Cincinnati. It really got them back into the game where they were trailing on Saturday. They scored a couple consecutive power plays to get back into it. Ended up winning by a few goals in that one. DiLorenzo on the near dot. Leaves one off for Simino. Simino has it. All the way across the ice, the centering pass goes just wide of the net, off the stick of Matt McKay. Jeremy finds Simino. DiLorenzo behind the net, puts on the brakes. Now from the top, taken in by Jeremy. DiLorenzo, a shot. Just missed the left post there as it goes wide and behind the net. Semino shoots and he scores again. Aiden Semino, a power play goal, his second of the period.
This guy, man, this guy's crazy.
He's closing in on 10. 10 goals already. He's closing in on it.
That's number 11 right there.
Oh, you got 10 already.
His last one was 10. That's 11 in 7 games.
I know I heard the number 9, but I figured that was how many points he had. But Aiden Semino with goal number 11 on the year, just lighting up the lamp here at the Frank. Heck, he's closing in on 20. Slavin goes down to the near corner, now leaves it off for Andrew Owen. All the way across, they find Hawkins. Down low, Slavin. Calling for it at the blue line is Zach Hardy. But Castracane centers one in a shot off the post. Andrew Owen. My goodness. Indiana trying to put a dent on the scoreboard in the first period. It's already 2-0, but Andrew Owen came oh so close to his first goal. Now the Buckeyes move the other way. This is Ben Byron. He quickly loses possession, and here comes Jack Hawkins in the middle of a line change. Slavin gets chopped down. Now Myers keeps it in the neutral zone rather, as a backhand pass gets sent all the way down to the near boards, taken in by the Buckeyes there. Indiana able to get it back. Now a shot and a goal! Indiana makes it 3-0 right there. Ryan Burke, the freshman, makes it 3-0. First career goal for Berkey.
And Andrew Chambers going to take that puck back to the bench. That's going to go on the shelf there for Berkey.
And Goose, these goals are coming so fast, we can't even, they're catching us in the middle of sentences. We're talking about keys to the game, and they're just scoring left and right.
Oh, you can definitely tell the boys are happy to be back in Bloom.
We might as well just stay quiet until the puck goes in at this point. Won't be very long. Matt McKay carries back into his own zone, now works through neutral ice. He gets cut off by a Buckeye skater there. And a shot goes wide of the net off the stick of David Drew. Now Myers has it. Stretch pass looking for Burke as Chambers bites the dust. Now McKay sends one back for Chambers. Here comes Ryan Burke, fresh off his first career goal. That one gets deflected up into the ceiling, and a nice catch made by Mike Beck.
Is that number 3 to the rafter for the night?
I believe so. We need to have an official counter at home if somebody would like to volunteer for that position. But we'll go with 3 for now. Here's something else, Goose. For those of you watching at home, Goose showed me he has been keeping count.
I had to.
So we do have an official ceiling counter here at the Frank. He's a man of many skills. We've come to find that out as Semino lays a check on the boards and Rosenberg gets run into. Now a race for the puck as it's taken in on the near side and sent down by Paul McClure. Rosenberg unable to get it. And this is going to go all the way down for an icing against the Buckeyes. Down to 8:26 remaining in the first period now.
Well, Garrett, 2 even strength goals and a power play goal already so far for the Hoosiers. As we mentioned, they hadn't had a ton of offensive zone presence in the first 4 minutes of the game, we'll say. They've just turned it on from there. They've really been dialed in down there in the O zone.
Rosenberg takes the draw and it goes back to Semino. He gets tangled up in the near corner. And Ohio State comes out with it. Racing the other way for the Buckeyes is Christian Edwards. Now in the corner, Hardy whacks at it. Edwards plays one to the point, taken in by Bickett. Edwards loses it, takes a whack at Hardy, and now here comes Rosenberg, but it's going to be offsides on DiLorenzo. As Indiana will get some new legs on the ice. Will Jeremy joining, along with Myers and Matt McKay. Davis Yeager's out there as well with DiLorenzo.
We haven't seen this line a ton. The last time we were out there, remember, Davis laid a huge hit at neutral ice. We'll see what they do here.
Indiana takes it away, and a howitzer of a shot sent on by Yeagers goes behind the net, and we get a whistle here. Looks like the puck might have potentially bounced up into the netting. Or the goal came off.
Yeah.
If we don't know what happened, that's usually a good thing to resort to. We've seen it plenty of times. Jeremy takes the draw, and the Buckeyes come away with it. A big hit late on Sam Gaffney there as Yeagers is throwing bodies again, as you mentioned, Goose. And now here comes McKay racing through the neutral zone, moving right to left. He gets flipped up and sent to the ground as another big hit laid on by Yeagers. And DiLorenzo trying to hold the zone. Now Jeremy with it. He centers one, just missed. DiLorenzo streaking in, and kicker plays it down behind the net. Puck finds D'Lo on the near side as he sends one down to Jeremy. Jeremy shoots one, and he finds the back of the net off the pipe. They're going to say that one hit the crossbar. Indiana with 2 posts in the first period, and they've already got 3 goals. That one looks like it came close to hitting the linesman, might have deflected off him a little bit. And now here come the Buckeyes the other way. Billis able to make the save, and he sends it out to Andrew Owen. Owen streaking in. He centers one that ends up going behind the net. Whacked up and kept in by McClure. Now Castracane gets pressed off the puck. And finally the Buckeyes able to get it out, as this is Daniel Seaman. Paul McClure. Hardy with a nice pass to get it to Owen there, and now here comes Slavin down the near side. Slavin gets checked into the boards, now kicking at the puck, trying to keep it alive. Slavin backhands a pass down low. Ohio State able to intercept that one as it's pushed up by David Drew. 5:45 remaining in the first period of action here. They tried finding Slavin coming out the near post, but it just missed him. Now the Buckeyes looking for an attack as that shot got deflected over the net of Billis. That was Connor Williamson who deflected that one. He got sent to the box earlier, and Indiana made him pay with a power play goal. Battle for the puck in the corner. And it's sent down low once again. Indiana's got numbers here if they can get it up, but they'll go for a line change. Burke takes it in with Slavin. Now Chambers whacks at it. .450 to go in period number 1. Williamson shovel pass goes all the way down, played by Billis. Myers bites the dust, and now Ohio State able to control the puck. Just as quickly as that happened, Indiana dumps it in for a change as Burke plays one down low. Ben Rosenberg quickly replaces him. McKay sends one up to Rosenberg. Now McKay finds Michelli. Here comes Drew. Rosenberg was onside, but the puck just a little out in front of him. Brandenburg tries to lay a hit, and then Kicker able to dump him down. Kicker gets pushed down behind the play. As not too happy there was Jack Camp. Now Kicker whiffs on the one-time attempt. Rosenberg whacks at it. And a big hit laid on by Brandenburg. And I think that might be Camp down there. And it is. Now at the other end, a scrum in front of Billis, and he's finally able to cover it. And we've got a Buckeye player down at the other end of the ice as well. It's getting chippy out here, Goose.
I think that's Christian Edwards down there. Slow to his feet, but under his own power, he seems to be okay. That's good to see.
Well, Goose, Jack Camp took Kicker down late behind the play, and then he got laid out by Brandenburg.
Yeah, he paid for it.
And he was not happy heading to the bench. And then at the other end, we had another scrum breaking out.
And that's back to my point earlier. Take a big hit, and all you want to do is give one back. And Brandy right there took a little check to the shoulder and made sure that Camp paid for it.
Hardy flips that one up to DiLorenzo. Pass finds its way all the way to Sammy, but now Indiana moves the other way with Yeagers. Yeagers gets hooked from behind, no penalty on the play.
Arm up from behind.
And it was called by the far linesman.
Holding the call.
I was expecting the official that was right there to put his arm up, but the one trailing the play makes the call, so Indiana back to the power play.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear as day call for the back official. Davis tried carrying the puck in the zone, and first thing he did with the stick-on-stick, hand-on-hand, as they teach you, was get torn down to the ice. And for the Buckeyes, another penalty kill right now is not what you need, down 3 in the first period, especially with how hot the Hoosiers have been on the power play.
Indiana wins the draw. McKay back up top, finds DiLorenzo. Now Jeremy swooping in behind the net. That pass gets deflected, and Ohio State able to intercept as it's taken in by Gaffney. And that one got behind Billis, but went pretty much horizontal. Now a 2-on-1 for Indiana. DiLorenzo is there with Rosenberg, and Rosie gets it taken away. Now D'Lo getting pushed behind the play, and the net comes off.
Like D'Lo might have got caught in the net there.
Well, that shot taken by the Buckeyes found its way past Billis and pretty much went completely horizontal across the net.
And Garrett, they're lucky because there was 3 of them on that rush there with just one D-man behind. The Hoosiers really could have had a fast break-up ice there. They were lucky to get back on time.
Castracane wins the draw for Indiana. Myers centers one just out of the reach of Burke. Burke gets it again. Down low for Slavin. 1:12 remaining on the power play. Slavin finds Castracane. He dekes in. And looks like the puck's still loose behind the net as finally Slavin gets on it. Down to the final 2 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Indiana leading 3-0. A near takeaway by the Buckeyes as Myers pirouettes to save it. Castracane goes around the net to the far side. Now Myers from the blue line. Andrew Owen